Alright, today's project, turbo time. Let's get that turbo out. I'm undecided on whether to take the exhaust manifold off or not. I will be taking out the inner fender well here, so then I can get to everything in there. If I can get to the bolts on the turbo, then I'm going to pull it. If I have to take the exhaust manifold off, then I'll clean it and repaint it. Otherwise, I'm not going to move it. I don't want to break the seal on it. And it's kind of a good shot with the glare. So let's get cracking. We'll get this intake off, and we'll get the inner fender well out, and I'll bring you guys back. Okay, intake's off. I put some PB Blaster on the bolts to see if I can get those off. I pulled the EGT probe out. I just need to get this. I pulled all the bolts out of here. Uh-oh, guess who's back? The woodpecker's back. Okay, remove this. I removed the clamp already off the exhaust. It was only finger tight. Yeah, surprise. Also, but like in the instructions, it tells you to cut that bracket and then re-weld it. I see why it's attached to the exhaust stud. But if I wanted to take that off, at least I can get to it from this side. So the hard thing is going to be the bolt in the far back. Now I know why they want you to take the whole thing off. Oh, it's from the bottom though. So I might be able to get that without taking the manifold off. That's loose. That's got to come off next. I got to figure out how to work the tube off of it. All right, let me show you. Is he still making? Can I see him? Oh, he's up there. It's hard to hold it steady when I'm zoomed in. Alright, let me keep working on this and I'll get back to you. Alright, everything's loose, separated. So it's the exhaust that's holding me from taking it off. And then also I gotta pull the boot off the intake, the hot side. Oil drain is off. That's it. That clamp is loose. And if I can get that to rotate or something. But I can't, it's like stuck. So I gotta figure out how to move that and get the hot pipe off. I got it all loose over here too. And then it should come off. And we'll go from there. I'll bring you guys back when I either get it loose or get it off, or we'll see what's next. Okay, a little persuasion of the pry bar, and it is free. So I'm just gonna have to pull it out now. Either gonna pull it out the cubby down there or out the top. It should come out the top, and then we'll configure the new one and start putting that one in there. So I got to get that piece off the back, and then we'll move forward. But I did it without taking the exhaust off, so let's see if I can get it back on now. Should be easier, so we'll see. Here's a side-by-side comparison. I don't know how much side-by-side you guys will be able to see. My shadow's in the way. A little bit bigger. Yeah, I guess so. It's cool. Even the snail's a little bit bigger. So there's the exhaust. That one's one big piece. This one's two separate, just like it is in the exhaust manifold. Awfully dark. It's okay, that's only a torque wrench. that's the on that one, and then we'll just move over to this one. Yeah, it's a lot bigger. I mean, that's like the whole. This one just takes up just a little spot right here. This one's the whole thing, so it's a huge comparison. All right, let's see if we can get this back on. And so I got this off, and it's got two little pegs that sit in there. Well, this doesn't have anything, so I gotta knock those off. And should be the same size, I'm hoping. It better be. All right. Wow, what a pain in the butt. So right now I'm working on that back bolt. It's like half a turn at a time. I got those all tight. I had to take that off to get to it. I had to loosen this to slide this out of the way so I can get to that bolt, and then I got to straighten it out so I could get the drain hooked up. But once I get that tightened, then I'm going to start getting this back together. Alright, so that's what I'm working on. It's half turn at a time, and then I got to do the exhaust part, so let me get back at it. Alright, getting the hot side pipe on. Then the exhaust, elbow, oil feed line, and then maybe we'll get it started up. That's where I'm at. It's coming together. I still got this loose. I gotta tighten it up. Figure out where I need to go with it. Still, it's pretty close to being right there. So I just need to shove this piping in here, get everything clamped, get the exhaust clamped, and then we'll get it started up. I'll be back. All right, so I cleaned up a little bit. I don't know, you can see how tiny that thing is. It's just a little stinky. Alright, well, let me show you my dilemma. It's all on. Looks good. Let me come down here. Except for we don't line up. Oh. Yep. Looks like I'm going to have to cut the pipe down below, move it, and then weld it, re-weld it, shorten it up, readjust it. Alright, well, I guess I better get to doing that. This is kind of not what I had in mind, but I mean, everything is on and it is all tightened up. So it looks good. All the bolts back there are tight. I kind of just want to start it, but it's going to be noisy, so I'm not going to do that. I'll wait till I get it all buttoned up before I put, you know, the inner fender well on and everything. So temperature's getting a little warm out here. It's supposed to be like, I don't know if I told you, it's supposed to be close to 90. That goes to the intake. But everything's bigger, so we shall see. All right, he's running. Don't see any leaks. I don't hear any leaks. No oil dripping anywhere. All nice and tight here. Getting me all dizzy. The only thing I gotta weld, so I cut this, so I'll weld that back up. And then we're good to go.
sure it vibrates a lot. I wonder if after I weld this up it'll stop it. Power cord. That's usually in the fender well. Can't wait to take it for a little test drive. Alright guys, Friday. Turbo's on. All the bank stuff is on. There's the other intercooler. You know, it's the new one. Thanks for watching. Sorry I didn't get too much of the hands-on stuff on this. It was just it was a lot of work. Probably would have been easier. I don't know, might have been harder taking the exhaust manifold off, but it's on, it's done. I'm going to put the inner fender well on, probably go take it, fill it up with some diesel. It seems quieter, probably because I had that clamp was extremely loose on the downpipe. So I'm going to put the intake on, or the top of the air filter anyway. And next video, probably next Friday, I might try conquering the limited slip. Alright guys, we'll see ya.